So when you read data points like this, that hey, India only lost like 8,000 millionaires on per year basis, that is a fairly large contribution to our taxes that is lost. Then what type of example will it set to my kid? It will simply set an example कि यार पैसा बचाने के लिए you should do anything, and if it comes to it, leave your own nation also. Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So recently I was speaking with a CA friend of mine and he showed me a very interesting study, and I'm putting up the chart here. And through this, what you will notice is that the top 5% earners in India, they end up contributing roughly 60% through direct taxation. Now this is a fairly large number, that 5% of Janta is contributing 60% in form of direct taxation. Very, very big number. So our conversation flowed and he said that Akshat, you are paying like crores in taxes. So why don't you go to Dubai, shift there? That way you will be able to save 30-35% tax that you are already paying. Now if you would have noticed, or if you read newspapers, you would have observed this trend that several millionaires are leaving India. In fact, forget about the millionaires. Even if you fall in that top 5% category in India, you would be paying substantial amount in taxes. So this becomes like a very lucrative thing that, you know what, let's settle to some other country, you will be able to save a lot of money. So on this video, I'm going to speak about three things. Number one, what is the loss to our nation when a millionaire leaves India? Second key point, that if you are in that rich category or if you are making good amount of money, should you consider leaving India, and what type of framework you can use in order to understand and evaluate this option for you. Third and finally, I will also reveal the answer whether I am leaving India to settle in Dubai. Now, whether you are staying in India or you're going abroad for taxation purposes, the chances are that you would be making investments in India. Now, for that, you can consider checking out Small Cases. Small Case is a wonderful way to make thematic investments in India. So you can go as per the understanding of your theme. For example, if you're bullish on rural theme, you can go and invest. If you are bullish on chemicals theme, you can go and invest. So I'm linking some of my favorite small cases in the description and comment box. You can go and check it out. Okay, so point number one is that what is the cost to our nation when we lose a millionaire? So here is a study that was done and it said that approximately 8,000 millionaires left India in the year 2022 alone. Now the funny part in this report was that it said that, you know what, 8,000 people are leaving India, but that only contributes 2% of the HNI community. And please notice the word only. Now think about it this way, that 8,000 HNIs are leaving India. Now what is the total impact that it creates on our nation? So let us very quickly run some numbers and see that. Now if someone is a millionaire, they will have different income levels. Some could be ultra elite millionaires making hundreds of million, and some would be making 1 million, or their total net worth might be 1 million. So we can't get an exact number, but we can approximate it. For example, take a look at this snippet. What you would notice is that it clearly says that 0.1% of HNIs contribute roughly 13% to our direct taxes. Again, just imagine 0.1% Indians contributing 13% to direct taxes. So why does that happen? So in order to understand that, number one, we need to take a look at the average income in India. And second, we need to quickly study the tax slab rates. So here is a snippet that categorically tells us that the average income in India is roughly 23,000. So if you convert this into an yearly amount, it will come out to be less than 3 lakh. So an average Indian would generally not pay any taxes. That is how our tax slabs are designed. So you can take a look at the tax slab rate and you will categorically see that majority of the Indians would not be paying taxes. Now different studies have been done. Some say that only 3% of Indians pay direct income tax. Some say 5%, some say 8%. But to cut the long story short, there are very few people in India who are paying direct income taxes. But part B is truly fascinating and it is rarely discussed. And the part is that majority of the rich Indians, they end up paying bulk of taxes. This is a very, very important point. So when you read data points like this, that hey, India only lost like 8,000 millionaires on per year basis, that is a fairly large contribution to our taxes that is lost. Now there are many reasons why rich people, millionaires, people who are earning more than 10-15 lakhs decide to leave India. There are two primary reasons at play. First and foremost is that people are deeply frustrated. What is the reason for frustration? Again, this chart that, you know what, the top 5% earners, they are paying bulk majority of the direct taxes. So this leads to massive resentment. Second key point is that people keep on computing the ROI. That, you know what, I'm paying so much taxes. What benefit am I getting? Roads are bad, you know, cows are sitting there, and you know what, accidents are happening, potholes are there, this, that. So there is a lot of resentment and a lot of ROI calculation that is done. I personally have so many friends who have left India exactly because of these reasons. So now comes the second and the most important part as to if you are in that 10 lakh plus bucket, you will definitely be in top 5% earners in India. Now you might be wondering, यार कुछ मिलता है नहीं, क्या फायदा है taxes देने का, all that stuff, I am being made to pay so much taxes. So should I make the decision of going and settling outside India where I can save taxes? So let me present a very quick framework that can help you do this analysis. So there are 6 key parts to this framework. Some are quantifiable and some are not quantifiable. So let me present each of these. So the first key part that you need to understand is the identity oriented part. So we as Indians identify with India. Now what is the meaning of identify with India? So according to me, this is what I think. So for example, your success is not necessarily your success. Now you'll say that, okay, Akshat, you're doing like Baba wali baat. No, I'm not doing it. Please listen to this example. For example, my parents were born in India, my grandparents were born in India, my son is born in India, I was born in India. Now my parents went to government schools, government subsidized that education, and today I'm sitting in this position where I can make a call whether to go outside India or not, because my parents received a lot of support from the government. Similarly, my family, my grandparents, they all received support from neighbors, community, whatnot. So to cut the long story short, I am sitting today in this position simply because of all the extended support that my generations have received over the years. Our memory is usually short term. Whenever success milti hai, then people say that, you know what, it is all because of my hard work, I have done this, that. No, people forget that luck plays a massive role and the entire society contributes towards your success. Second question that you need to simply ask yourself is that, hey, what would be your career growth like if you sit in India versus if you go abroad? Now, if you're going abroad to, let's say, Dubai to work, because you are getting better career opportunities, there is nothing wrong with it, according to me, because you can learn new skills, you can gain new experiences, you can learn about different cultures, customs. So it's a career move. And if you're not able to create a similar kind of a career move in India, then it makes a lot of sense to settle in Dubai. Yes, the byproduct of that becomes that you're able to save taxes. Third part of the framework is the happiness reason. Now, many people are unhappy in India. For example, politics mein kuch nahi hota, roads kharab hai, pollution hai, this, that, right? And I agree. If you're unhappy about all these things, then you can consider moving within India to better cities. For example, I left Delhi. Right now, I'm in Delhi for some work, but I shifted out of Delhi to Goa. So because I found it to be a slightly more greener, cleaner city. So you can consider making those type of options also. But generally, if you're unhappy living in India, kya safety nahi hai, etc., cheezein, then it is completely okay. You go shift. And again here, taxation becomes a byproduct of your decision. But here there is a counter argument that if you're leaving India to find like greener pastures elsewhere, then there is a saying that the grass always looks greener on the other side. So it's not as if that if you go to Ireland, settle there, or if you go to US, settle there, if you go to Singapore and settle there, everything is great there. No, it has its own set of challenges that you will witness once you go and immerse yourself in their culture. Many a times people feel very isolated when they move to foreign lands. Everything is great, but they don't like that isolation part, so they come back to India. So all these things need to be considered. Then comes the fourth point, which has to do with the new experience part. Now, according to me, everyone should gather as many experiences as possible. I always encourage people that go study abroad. If you can, go work abroad, go travel abroad. So if you gain these type of experiences, what it simply does is that it stimulates your brain intellectually. It allows you to grasp new things, see what type of world exists. Having this exposure is critical, and I would definitely encourage all of you to experiment there. But here again, you're not doing this for taxation purposes. So then comes the fifth part, which is the more money option. Now, again, we started the entire debate that, hey, if you go settle in Dubai, you are saving 30% tax. But think about it a little bit rationally and quantify it. So think about it this way, that if you are already making 1 crore in India, you can potentially save 30 lakh rupees. So आपके पास कितना बचा? 70 lakhs. If you were earning this money in Dubai, then at the end of the year, you will be left with 1 CR. In India, you are left with 70 lakhs. Sounds really good, but tell me this, right? If you are a sensible person, if you do not have ulti seedhi aadatein, what type of thing you can't buy? With 1 crore income also, you will live like a king or queen. With 70 lakh net income, you will again live like a king or queen. Yes, now you would say that, okay, you're a financial person and still you're giving this type of ridiculous advice that, 70 lakh and 1 crore mein there is hardly any difference. Yes, from a standard of living viewpoint, there is hardly any difference. You can go take multiple foreign trips with 70 lakhs also, 1 crore also. Similarly, you can go and study abroad also. Similarly, you can buy a good car also. Similarly, you can buy a good house also. Now, there is no end to this wealth aggregation, but my viewpoint is fairly simple, that once you hit a certain mark in terms of the salary that you are making, then you should stop worrying about money and constantly optimizing it. Think about it this way, that what is the point of making so much money if you have to constantly keep on worrying about money all day long? And then final point is that how are you defining your life? For example, if I tell my kid that, you know what, we are in Dubai because I wanted to save like 30% of my taxation and I'm calling myself that hey, I've made like good amount of money, then what type of example will it set to my kid? It will simply set an example कि यार पैसा बचाने के लिए you should do anything, and if it comes to it, leave your own nation also. So to cut the long story short, if moving abroad allows you to grow in your career, it allows you to gain more experiences, you're just looking for something different, all that is cool, there is nothing wrong with it. But don't associate that moving abroad decision with saving taxes. That sounds really shallow to me. Okay, so I'll be getting a lot of counter questions here, so let me answer 3-4 critical questions. Number one is that Akshat, you speak about like stock market investments and why do you keep on investing in the stock market, this, that. Okay, investing in a stock market or talking about finance is a system. Your financial growth is very, very important because there is reward associated with investing, that you are able to compound your wealth if you are investing in the stock market. If you don't invest in the stock market, then inflation will eat into your money. So it's not as if that I'm money minded, therefore I'm looking to grow my wealth at crazy rate, therefore I'm investing in the stock market. No, that is not the point. The point is that I will get penalized as a system if I stop investing. So that is the reason why I invest, and I propose that everyone should invest in the stock market. Then second question comes that if you are such a Danveer Kant, then why don't you pay like all your money? Why don't you donate all your money? No, that's not the point. The point is that whether I am contributing fairly to the society. That is a question that I need to ask myself. It is like saying that, you know what, you donate your one kidney. Bhai, ek hi kyun diya? Why don't you donate both? So these type of arguments do not make any sense, but I know that I will be getting a lot of those responses. Then comes the third point, that are you happy with the ROI that you are getting in terms of the taxes that you pay? For example, if I am paying crores in taxes, am I getting services from the government worth that money? So the short answer is no, and therefore I criticize, I say negative things, not about this government, but generally about all the governments, because I hope that, you know, with the community that we have built, and if we talk about these issues, people will be delivered better services. All of us deserve better roads, we deserve better environment, we deserve safer cities, whatnot, right? So I mean, all these things are important, and therefore I talk about the fact that the ROI from taxes should be higher. Am I happy with the current ROI that I'm getting? Absolutely not. But that does not mean that I need to now figure out the way to pay zero taxes. So that's not the point. So then comes the final question that, hey, are you leaving? Are you not leaving? So I'm not leaving, just to make it very clear. From time to time, I travel abroad. I enjoy travel abroad. So I will keep on doing that. I will stay in certain parts of the world for substantial periods just to get more experiences and newer experiences. But that does not mean that I will permanently settle someplace just to save taxes. So now comes the final block, that you are staying in India, you are paying high taxes. How do you feel about it? So I feel okay. But is there anything that you're doing to compensate for the wealth that you're losing? Okay, so I'm doing 2-3 things. One is that, see, whatever tax I can optimize sitting in India as per the guidelines, I will do it. So this is point number one, tax optimization, which is absolutely legal, and even you should optimize your taxes. Point number two, I will continue to speak about the ROI that we deserve to get by paying such high taxes. It is not geared towards the current government, it is just generally geared towards the inefficiency of different governments that have governed India. Then comes the third point, that in order to compensate for the lost wealth, I will continue to invest in India. There is good return that is to be made here, but that does not mean that I will not explore markets outside India. I will continue to do that. That is something that I teach on my stock investing course also. I talk about Indian stock market investing also, US stock market investing also. So in summary, there are a lot of problems in India, no doubt about that. And it is very frustrating at times to pay very high taxes and not get very high ROI on that taxes. But that does not mean that people who are making good money should just figure out ways to leave India, because that will truly hurt the nation. So if you agree with this thought process, do share it with more people, at least like the video, so that it reaches out to more people. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.